Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my crazy life, and I am documenting my journey on compounded Tirzepatide. So today is Wednesday, November 27th. It is the day before Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving brings a bunch of challenges for those of us who are on GLP-1 medications. Now, personally, I have lost about 14 pounds. So my weight loss is not as noticeable as somebody's who lost, say, 50 pounds. So somebody like that, when they're going to holiday gatherings, might be seeing relatives and friends that they haven't seen in a while. So you have the choice of whether or not you want to disclose that you are on a GLP-1 medication. And that is a personal choice. Now me, I tell people if they ask. So I don't think there's anything to be embarrassed about. If you have the disease of obesity or you're deficient in these GLP-1 hormones, then you take medicine, just like I take medicine for high blood pressure or high cholesterol or my tamoxifen to suppress my estrogen levels. So, I just think of it as just another medication that is helping me become a healthier person. And there is no shame in that. But whether or not you want to disclose that to family and friends is entirely up to you. So, holidays, they bring on their own special kind of stress. And you need to keep that in your mind because stress is bad for anybody, not just people on GLP-1 medications. Stress raises cortisol levels. Cortisol triggers your mind to think it's hungry, you are apt to eat more, and not make as wise a food choice. There are different ways to manage stress. Having some weekly exercise, like 3 to 5 times a week, even if it's just walking, that will help with your stress level. And not taking on too much during this holiday season. Keep that in mind. If you're a person who has a hard time saying no to people, just remember it is okay to say no. And you don't have to make elaborate dishes to take to these events. For example, I'm going to my boyfriend Mike's family's for Thanksgiving. And if you hear that, that is my cat Leo scratching the coffee table because he wants attention. All right, Leo, come on. You know you want to come up here. Come on. Anyway, where was I? So for Thanksgiving tomorrow, I am bringing an apple pie, and they asked if we could bring some wine for everyone. So I am buying the pie and I am buying the wine, and that is what I'm taking to Thanksgiving. So what are some tips and tricks for getting through a holiday meal? So I did some research on the internet and got some ideas to share with you guys. The first thing is 6 tips on what to do to survive the holiday dinners and events. Number 1 is about 10 to 20 minutes before you start to eat, drink at least 1 glass of water, and preferably with a generous squeeze of lemon. The water will help make you feel fuller, and the feeling of hunger will decrease significantly. Plus, by adding the lemon juice, you are adding ascorbic acid, which will ensure that your blood sugar does not undergo a drastic increase when you start to introduce food. Now, I'd never do that. So apparently a little bit of lemon juice in your water is a good thing. So I like that. I usually get it when I go to restaurants. So I just got some lemons in my last Walmart grocery haul. So I think I am going to start adding lemon to my water. So number 2, I know many of us are on a fiber supplement. I know a lot of you guys take Metamucil in the morning. I am considering that, but I have not started that yet. I do take fiber gummies. And what they recommend is to take your dietary fiber supplement right before or during your meals, not at the end and not at the end of the evening. It says if you take about 25 grams of fiber during the day, the risk of exaggerating with portions decreases significantly. And as far as fiber is concerned, they also recommend starting with your fruits and vegetables and then proceeding to your protein. Now, there's different schools on that. I have heard the opposite, to get your protein first, but we'll get into that. Number 3 is stick to the doggy bag excuse. Now, what does that mean? Now, you go to a holiday dinner event and there is all kinds of good food. There's different sides, there's different pies, and all these things that you want to try. Just remember, you do not have to eat that all at once. You can ask your host for a to-go bag or a piece of aluminum foil and take some of the things that you want to try home with you to have later. So it is not an all or nothing. You can still have all the good things. The 4th tip is to bring a healthy dish to the event. Now, in my case, my things that I'm bringing are not healthy, but I am considering making my hummus. And I had made that in a previous video, and it was so easy and it was so delicious. And I like to dip baby carrots in it. And what could be healthier than that? You get your fiber, you get some protein, and I think that I will do that. Now, Mike has several members of his family that are vegan, and that will be a good thing to bring because I think that recipe is a vegan recipe. Tip number 5 is to move your body. Now, when things get hectic on the holidays, our exercise routines might fall by the wayside, and I'm guilty of that, as anyone is. But do what you can. Once you have your holiday dinner, and you may have eaten maybe more than you want to, get up, offer to help the host clear dishes, help clean up the kitchen, move around, take a short walk, either before or after the dinner. Walking increases your serotonin levels and also helps develop muscle tone. Oh, there you are, buddy. I knew he couldn't stay away. And the 6th tip is apply the rule of little but good. And what I mean by that is take a little bit of everything you want to try. Monitor your portion sizes. Maybe use a smaller plate, maybe the plates they have set aside for the desserts or salad, and try everything that you want to try. But remember, and if you guys are chronic dieters like I was pretty much my whole adult life, the 3-bite rule. They say that 3 bites is enough to satisfy you, and anything beyond that is just extra. So anyway, so those are 6 things to do when approaching a holiday meal. Now, there are also 6 things you do not want to do if you wish to survive the holiday dinners without 1, gaining weight, or 2, becoming sick. So the first tip on what not to do may also be controversial. And that tip is, on the day of the big event, don't fast or skip a bunch of meals, saving up your calories. Now, I know that intermittent fasting has a lot of good benefits, but on the day of a holiday event where you are going to be tempted by food that maybe isn't the most healthy, don't skip meals beforehand. You can have smaller portions and make them protein-based to help fill you up and keep you satisfied longer, but don't skip the meals. If you do, then you may tend to overeat at the holiday meal and end up either gaining weight or becoming extremely nauseous. The second thing to avoid is filling up on industrial appetizers. And by that, I mean some salty crackers, fried and salted peanuts, other items that are rich in salt and fat. That will activate your appetite and maybe cause you to eat more than you would otherwise. And the number 3 thing not to do is filling up on liquid calories. And that means alcohol and sugary beverages. Now, you know from past videos that I do like my wine, and I'm actually bringing it to Thanksgiving. So does that mean that I have to completely avoid having even a glass of wine? No, that is not what that means. What it means is have a glass of wine and then have an entire glass of water. It will slow down your wine consumption, it will fill you up, and it will prevent you from over drinking. And even though fruit juices and such sound like they are healthy, they really aren't. They're full of sugar. So go for your seltzers or just plain water, maybe water with lemon, like we talked about before. You don't have to completely abstain from the things you love. It's everything in moderation. So my plan is to have maybe 1 or 2 glasses of wine and drink water in between. The fourth thing not to do to survive a holiday dinner is not to overfill your plate. And I mentioned this earlier. Choose a smaller plate. Like I said, the dessert plates, or if they had salad plates out there, and choose smaller portions. If you fill up your plate too much, you will be tempted to eat it all. And the fifth thing to avoid is staying up late or not getting enough sleep. Now, during this holiday season, things get hectic and we may not be getting the amount of sleep that we need. You should aim for at least 7 hours of sleep a night. If you don't get sufficient sleep, your body recognizes it as a stressor, and stress will cause the secretion of hunger hormones. And the sixth thing not to do is to stress out. Now, sometimes that can't be avoided. If you're following my channel, you know last week was kind of a doozy for me. My cat Kylie is very ill and starting kidney failure. I've been to the vets. I've spent well over $1,000 on her treatments, $200 in special food, and I got scammed. And I'm not going to get into that right now. I will link that video right here if you're interested in that. But I'll just say this. I clicked on a link of who I thought was a pharmacy to buy their Tirzepatide, which they were advertising for $250. And it was a link provided in a Facebook comment. And it popped up. It seemed legit at first. They created this account. I actually Googled the pharmacy and it was a real pharmacy. And by the way, it was HealthBridge Pharmacy. I do not think that they themselves were the people scamming me. But anyway, they required me to pay with PayPal. I could pay with PayPal or Zelle or Apple Pay, but it came directly out of my bank account. They would not take a credit card. So if you are purchasing something, and it doesn't have to be a GLP-1, and they are requiring you to pay in that manner and will not take a credit card, use caution. And that is all I'm going to say on that. But back to stress. There's different ways to manage stress. We talked about walking, that helps. Journaling, that can help as well. And getting enough sleep and trying not to overtax yourself. So those are the 12 tips on how to survive Thanksgiving dinner. Now, if you're wondering what foods to focus on and what foods to avoid, I did find a couple of lists. Now, I am of the mind that everything in moderation, and you can try things that aren't necessarily good for you in small portions. That is my personal opinion. But the article I found said, consider going easy on rice, stuffing, pasta, macaroni and cheese, candied yams, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes with gravy, a personal favorite of mine. I will not be skipping that, but portion control. Canned cranberry sauce. They said homemade is fine, but the canned has a lot of sugar. Cream-based drinks like eggnog and such. Very high in calories and sugar. Cocktails with high alcohol content. Now, if you are going to have an alcoholic beverage, be mindful. Try to stick with drinks that are lower in calories, such as the hard seltzers or wine, or zero-calorie mixers like the Skinny Girl cocktails and that sort of thing, or sugar-free mixers like Crystal Light Lemonade or something like that. Try to avoid the high sugar alcoholic beverages such as, margaritas, pina coladas, that sort of thing. And finally, the last food on the list to avoid is pecan pie. Now, I'm bringing an apple pie, so I guess I can have some of that. Just kidding. Again, everything in moderation. And it says, consider filling your plate with these bites. And that is turkey, carrots, parsnips, Brussels sprouts, homemade cranberry sauce, sauteed or steamed green beans, nuts, seeds, and fresh fruit. So I think it's all common sense. We know what foods are good for us and what foods aren't good for us, and just try to be mindful. Now, some people may want to alter their dosage of their GLP-1 medication or take it later. Maybe, like me, my shot day is Thursday, and I could choose to take it on Friday. But what I've seen online generally is try to stick to your regular schedule. Don't skip the medication. But if you have any questions regarding your medication and what doses you should take, you should definitely consult your doctor. All right, now I want to end this video by sharing with you a couple new things from Orderly Meds. And I'm going to refer to my trusty iPad. The first thing that they have started is a loyalty program. They call it Welcome to Stay and Save Rewards. How it works. Good news, as a customer, you're already enrolled as an insider with Stay and Save Rewards. All you need to do is keep checking in and watch your savings increase. No matter what program you're on, check in on time and get rewarded. It says it all adds up. Every month, you stick to your goals with Orderly Meds, you'll be rewarded additional discounts. You can earn up to 25% off. So when you do join Orderly, in your patient portal, it will have your check-in date. And you just need to check in on your check-in date or within 15 days of it to qualify for this program. Discounts are applied at checkout. And it says, what are the discount increments? Starting in your second month, you'll start receiving 2.25% discount for every month you check in on time. By month 12, you'll receive the maximum 25% discount. So I'm not exactly sure how that's all gonna play out. I don't know if each month you get like a small percentage off, or if you get to 12 months and you get 25% off. Now, that's pretty significant because the regular price for the medication is $399, so 25% off of that would be $300, which is not a bad price. And Orderly's pricing applies to every dose. So just by being a client of Orderly Meds, you are part of this loyalty program and should receive some discounts. So that's exciting news. And the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is the new pricing for their starter package. You've seen in previous videos, I've talked about the starter package for Tirzepatide. And originally, the starter package was 3 vials, one 2.5 milligrams, one 5 milligrams, one 7.5 milligrams, and the original price was $798, which made it less than $300 per vial, which was still a good price. But they have made it even better. So for that starter deal with the 3 vials in escalating doses, it is now $599. So it is $199 a vial. And Orderly Meds does not have a subscription fee. So I have seen other places advertising $199 for Tirzepatide, but they had subscription fees every month of like $80. So is it really $199? No. So, but with this deal, if you are considering starting, now's the time. And it's a really good deal. And I do have a referral link in my description box below. If you click on that and you end up purchasing the products, you will get $50 off, and it will help me out as well. All right, guys. Well, I hope these tips and tricks will help you during this holiday season. And if you are interested in starting Tirzepatide, check out the Orderly Meds starter package. It's a great deal. All right, so my emoji of the day, if you've made it this far in the video, is going to be a turkey for Thanksgiving. So please shoot me a comment below and put your turkey emoji there, and I'll know that you made it to the end and you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, you guys. Now, my next video will be my week 15 update, and I haven't weighed myself all week. I'll save all that for that video as to how I felt my last dose of 7.5 was going and the like. I'll save all that for that video, and I'll probably post that on Friday or Saturday. All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time.